This video has already been done so many times, but I figured I'm not feeling very creative today, so why not just put my own spin on it? It doesn't really need an introduction, so here are 10 things that I stopped buying either because of minimalism or frugality or just simply evolving into adulthood. The first one is new books. I honestly don't see a reason why I should ever buy a book new. My first go-to is always my library's audiobook app. And just this past week, I actually also got access to my mom's audiobook app, which is from a different library system. So now I have twice the amount of audiobooks. If a book I want isn't available on either of those apps, or if I want the physical book because it has pictures or something in it, then I'll just get that book from the library. And if the library doesn't have it, then I'll just buy it used online or locally. Most of the time, I will not buy audiobooks because they're available. Guys, you don't need to pay for that. Second thing that I stopped buying because of minimalism mostly, but also just efficiency in general, is colorful clothes. I have exhausted this subject already, so I'm not gonna get into it more, but there is one thing that I haven't talked about, which is shopping for clothes. And actually, when you buy clothes online, you can search by your size. You can also search by color, so it automatically reduces the amount of clothes that you have to look through, and it just makes shopping that much easier and faster and less stressful, less choices, etc. The third thing I stopped buying was extra hair products. My hair is just bone straight. It's the straightest thing about me. It's so boring and it will not hold a curl. It has never been able to. I've never colored it either. I find that using what you have, working with what you got, is the best way to make all of that so much less stressful. Just accepting that fact took me a while, but once I did, it made everything so much less maintenance and didn't have to worry. Just wash my hair. I don't even brush it. I use my fingers to brush it. Yeah, hair products. Don't need them. Fourth one is sugary foods. Yes, I am still keto. I don't know why people keep asking that in the comments. I do still follow a ketogenic diet. I don't really have a choice. It's just what my body responds to. And over this past year, I've actually started to not even crave any kind of sweets. Once in a while, I'll get some berries from the store, but even that, I never thought I'd become one of those people who uses the phrase too sweet, but things are too sweet to me now. And this is crazy. I mean, coming from somebody whose drug of choice used to be sugary processed foods. It only took about a year and a half for me to kind of recalibrate. But I do have to say I am very proud of myself for the work that it took to go from being a full-blown sugar addict to now one of those annoying people who says it's too sweet. My number 5 is airport food. I'm not really a person who's scared of flying, but I get anxious to leave my home, especially if it's for a couple of weeks that I know I'm going to be gone. And one way that I would calm myself is I would say, well, you can get to the airport early and grab a coffee or grab a snack or something at the airport so that you can treat yourself and relax and not be anxious before you get on the flight. Instead of that now, I use movies as the thing to be excited about when I have to go on a plane. I'll download a movie even sometimes a week in advance to my phone. And then when I get to the airport, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to is, oh, I can't wait to get on the plane because then I get to watch this movie that I've been looking forward to. 6 is houseplants. I used to have houseplants, and I do like plants still, but I've decided that I prefer to not have to take care of them, especially because I used to travel quite a bit. But I would rather now have an apartment like this where the windows are really wide open and show a lot of the nature outside. There's a lot of sunlight streaming through, so it almost feels like I'm outside. And I live in a neighborhood now that's super walkable and people take care of their gardens in their front yards and it's gorgeous. So there's not really a need for me to have plants inside. I would rather have that be kind of a thing that I look forward to when I go for a walk. It adds to the excitement of that small joy we all can hold on to right now. I am sorry, Steve, but if I can't take care of a houseplant, I don't think I can take care of a cat. Although philodendron would be a very good name for a cat. You could call it Phil. So cute. Number 7's probably more of an unexpected one, and that is Starbucks. I used to live in Seattle, and that's where Starbucks is from, and they are literally everywhere. And I grew to just make it a normal thing that I would do with my coworkers. You know, we'd go to Starbucks in the afternoon and get something, or it would be some way that I could treat myself on the weekends. And I did not do the math. I didn't realize how crazy expensive it was. So here's the math in case you haven't done it. The most expensive pound of hyper premium coffee that I have ever seen, like a little pound bag, was $33. Not at Starbucks. This was at like a local roaster, premium stuff, organic, single origin, etc. $33, which is an absurd amount of money for a pound of coffee. But with 1 pound of coffee, depending on how you brew it, you can make either 36 to 72 8-ounce cups of coffee for the most premium coffee that I've ever seen. $1 per cup. Starbucks is more than twice as expensive as that. It's just absurd. I can't believe I used to buy that stuff all the time. That's crazy. 8 is movie theater tickets. When I was in high school, we would occasionally go to the movie theater, but even then, $10 or $11 was very expensive for a high schooler. When I was in college, we got around that because a couple of my friends had a projector screen in their dorm room. And that was really useful, and I learned then that you could have a movie-going experience with your friends and not actually have to pay $10 plus per person. 9 is souvenirs, which a lot of people actually have on their list of things that they don't buy anymore. But I don't even like to buy usable souvenirs. I don't like to buy, dishes or jewelry. What I'm worried about is that I'll then treasure that object that much more than I would something cheap. So for example, this ring that I got it has no meaning to it. So if I lose it or I break it or something, or I want to give it away to somebody else, I don't have an attachment to it. Whereas if I were to buy something like that special on a trip that I have, then I'm more attached to it, and I just don't like that. So when I travel, I just take videos and I take photos and little clips of the different places that I've been, and that's enough for me. I do actually scroll back through things sometimes and like to think about the times that I was traveling to these places. The 10th one is art supplies. I used to have a lot of art supplies, and I culled it down so that I really just have my favorites now, and I mostly work digitally now. Although it's definitely an upfront investment to get a camera. You guys can't see it, but there's a camera here. It's an investment to get a camera. It's an investment to get a Wacom tablet. It's an investment to get a good computer. But once you have those few things and some software, it's more likely that you won't have the resistance to do your thing, because I can't say, oh, I don't have the right supplies for that. After that initial investment too, I love that the quality of your work is not necessarily dictated by the number of resources or supplies that you have available to you. And there are a lot of people who still just make videos or make music even, or art with their cell phones. I'm interested to hear if you have any that are the same as mine or different from mine. I'm sure that there are people who still buy these things. And actually next week, I'm gonna make a video that is 10 things I still buy. And I'm sure that there are going to be things there that other people no longer buy. So tune in then. Till next time.